Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We are back. I go by CEO PESO, blessed and highly favored. Live from Moves Media, back with another one. Very, very special, interesting guest. No need to say a lot because we're going to talk. YelloPain in the building.
Let's go. Yellow! We here.
Here
with my dog.
Man, cool.
Yeah.
You know the platform, man. You know the vibes. You know, we just in here paying dues, doing our flower respect, and, you know, shit.
Yo, was that a shot at the shirt?
Damn, nigga. Yo, you was nuts.
That was a shot at the shirt.
No, not. But no, shouts out the shirt. We're gonna do a zoom in on my G though. My
out
nigga,
the shirt.
you fresh off some flight. I don't know, nigga, because ain't nobody dressing like that in the city.
Okay.
Anyways, now what's
Let's
going
get
on
it.
with you though, G?
Man, I'm living life, man. I feel good, bro.
Nah, man, you looking like it, man. Healthy,
Sure.
health is wealth. You know, you had me on my shit for a little minute. I kind of
period.
dabbled off a little bit, but now I'm about to get back into it though.
Period.
But nah, how you feeling about everything going on in your life right now?
Man, I feel good. I can't complain at all. To be honest, I feel like I'm making some of the best music of my life that I ever made. I feel like I'm just in the best physical shape. I feel like I'm in the best mental state. My relationship with God done got a lot stronger, so I just feel good. I'm ready to take on the
keep
world.
it moving. Yeah. So let's talk about that, man, because a lot of people might not know the road you took to, you know, you chose to get closer to God, and then, you know, that's transcended in your music. So let's talk about that transition. Like,
Yeah, like for sure. Like, so I always, you know what I mean? My mom, she, you know, been like had a real tight relationship with God, and coming up, she always put it on, you know, try to instill that into me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, as a kid, you know, growing up, you know, hearing a lot about God and stuff, you hear it, but then when life hits you, you kind of veer away from it. And I did, just as, you know, many other people. Like, I believe in God, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not really necessarily seeking and investing into it, or ever really opening a Bible or doing, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, I got a relationship, but you know, when life hit me, I just got closer. You know, I start making before I had started making more money than I ever made in my life, and then just like a lot of things was just plaguing my mind, and I was losing myself. So
I better say, what was the hit you factor? Like, what was it that was like, damn, I need to like really?
I think it was
convert.
the arrogance, bro. Like, to be honest, you know, sometimes you would just look at yourself. Like, I think one day I was looking in the mirror and I had smiled, and it just like, I swear it felt like a demon was smiling back at me. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not myself. Like, you know, I just had too much arrogance, too much. I was just, you know, like, it just didn't feel real, feel good. I was, you know, I just didn't like who I was becoming. And you know, I went to God, and I got that together.
So you never felt like that before, like that feeling of arrogance, or
It was suppressed though. Like, I felt it, but it was suppressed. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I got to a certain platform and a certain like level of growth where I really realized like who, you know, sometimes it take, you know, and I don't necessarily care to talk too many details, but sometimes it take a few, you know, situations that make you really realize like, yo, this ain't me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's
check.
what happened. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nah, trust me. I know
sure.
I had a few reality checks, and, you know, God gave me my second win a few times. So,
Period.
you know, but yeah, your transition definitely rubbed off on me though. And I want to ask you too, like, do you think you got more supporters from like going that route, like far as with your music and everything? Because ain't like you had like no crazy lyrics in your music, but it's definitely a change of like your content.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? I think you know, like, because when you talk about God, like, it's one of those topics that's so like, you know, you got like half people who even invest into it mentally, and then then you got some people which I don't necessarily understand those people, but it's not my place to understand, who just hate the whole idea of, you know, God. So they're just like, anytime you say I thank God, they just under the post like, but he's not real though, like, you know what I mean?
It's a delicate conversation.
Yeah, so man. It's like so I think
damn, niggas be ice grilling you like that on the comments. Like,
yeah, man, it's some people that hate the idea of God, you know, and I can understand if you don't believe, that's up to you, but to like feel like you obligated to make sure somebody else who believes is like aware that you think or you know that it's like, I don't know. Even as a believer on the opposite end, like I don't even like people, you know, who believe even as much as I do, you know, who try to force people like, but you gotta understand, like, bro, listen, bro, just live your life. You feel me?
Absolutely,
For
absolutely. And you know, it's a lot of things been happening for you, and we be having our conversations, like, cause you know, you still wear, you know, majority of the hats, like when we shot the Manny video, a lot of stuff was scrambled.
Yeah.
So let's talk about just like how deep having that faith really is, because you really sat back and it came through though. Like, you know, shouts out to Thomas. 'Cause that shit was crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Cause even I left that morning and, you know, shit, drove down here. I ain't know if you thought I wasn't gonna make it, but I'm like, everything worked out.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. And you know, we could, you know, the thing with God, bro, is like, this is just why I believe, is just because first off, God is just he's a just a being that can literally give you the ability to relax. You feel me? Like and that's what I do. I trust God so blindly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes I have no context, and you know, like we was about to shoot that video. What was it, like an hour before the
and
video?
Like,
I was like, I don't have no cast members. I don't have nobody that's gonna be in the video. Manny Fresh is down here. I really don't know what we gonna do, but I know God gonna pull it together. And it's like with that level of conviction, like I know God is gonna pull it together. And I had no
nervous, nigga.
Yeah, you like, what you mean you don't got it together? I'm like, I
we
don't got it together, but I know I'm supposed to be doing it, so it's gonna happen. And sure enough, you know, God got me actors, guns for the scene.
I mean, prop guns, but yeah,
it was for security. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? He pulled the whole thing together, and you know, as soon as the video shoot was over, like after everybody left, I got in my car. I just put my hands up, like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, because I really felt like, man, if it don't go right, this would be kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like,
Manny, you know, down there, management. Yeah,
exactly. And just so many things was going wrong from when we showed up to the warehouse and they said we can't lift the garage. But you know,
everything worked though, and shouts out to Manny Fresh, because he was definitely contributing ideas, and that felt dope though. Cause I'm like, damn, Manny came through with
she's like, shoot from that angle.
I'm like, clutch.
All right,
I can do that. Like, bring the ladder over.
For sure. So
if we can get into some details, man. The Manny Fresh project. Like you shot some videos with him.
Yeah, we got
You've been
2
working
videos
with him
in so far.
How that even come about? Like, getting you and Manny Fresh connecting to do the new joint.
Man, I can't tell.
I was about to say, like, shit, we can skip over it.
Nah, we ain't got to skip over it. But you know, things happen. You know, I went from, you know, point A to point B. Once I got to a certain platform, I got access to, you know, new people, new management, and you know, they got a lot of great relationships, and Manny Fresh is one of those relationships, and yeah, so you know, like I've been working on this project with Fresh since probably February 2021, probably January, February. So it's been a long time coming, and even the project that we putting out, it's still more songs that we got that still ain't even gonna be on this project. So I'm excited, bro.
So y'all just was loading up in the studio, cranking them out, and just picked up.
Yeah, exactly.
And he produced the whole joint.
Executive produced. So that means he produced most of them, and then the ones that he didn't produce, he made the decision like, okay, this could go on the tape, this could go on the tape. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is a good combination of songs. You know what I mean?
So explain that memory of like just going into the studio with Manny Fresh, and people who might not know, Manny Fresh is like definitely legendary and a motor of the music we was listening to late 90s, early 2000s, Cash Money. So that first, because you was in the studio with him, correct?
Yeah.
Explain that first memory of like how that felt, like going in, like, damn, I'm with Manny Fresh.
Yeah, it was to be honest, it was crazy. So when I first landed, well, I don't necessarily gotta say, but when I landed in the city that he work out of, I actually went to his crib, and that's why I stayed in the city, and that was already like just magical, because it's like, yo, I'm about to stay at Manny Fresh's house. Like, that was amazing. But it was good hospitality. So I think that that kind of broke the ice early before we got into the studio, because I was able to, you know, be around them and just
build a rapport.
You know, yeah, exactly, chop it up. And we was talking old Cash Money and, you know, different stuff that like I would have never known. You know what I mean? Obviously stuff off record, but you know, just it was a great vibe. So once we got in the studio, in my mind, I thought like that, you know, like, you know, Manny Fresh for like the and then what and you know all those like
Go
older
DJ,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So you expect like, you know, him to maybe be a little out of touch or be like, you know, into one genre, but like when I got there, you know, to my surprise, like, you know, he got like guitarists and he got pianists, and you know, his production style was like he really like a conductor, you know,
Very
what I'm saying?
instrumental.
So, very instrumental, and he, you know, so well rounded with music, you know what I'm saying, all around. So it was a crazy vibe, you know, like we. And all of this is not going to be on this project, but, you know, we touched into like reggae and country and, you know, a lot of different stuff. So I really understand, like, yo, that's a musical genius right there, for real.
Yeah. So do you think like during like you saying all the music that nobody hasn't even heard yet,
Yeah.
working with him, did he? It sounded like he pushed you, like not. It sounded like y'all.
What he said
box.
when I got there, he was like, I don't want to do what you used to doing. He said that's what he liked to do with artists, what he did with Wayne, what he did with a lot of artists is, you know, he don't want give them what they already can do or can get other places. He wants to push me into a different direction. Not necessarily a different direction, but test my limits to see, you know, what all I can do, you know what I mean? And it worked, you know what I'm saying? We came up with some different music that I never did before, but like I realized like, dang, I'm kind of comfortable in this area. Dang, I'm comfortable. And like, all right, that was nice. So yeah.
And some of the music that y'all was working on, you never even tapped into that type of vibe.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yup.
Dope.
Like I said, it's not all gonna be on this first tape, but they there for sure.
But definitely a second tape, executive produced by Manny, is probably gonna be coming out whenever, possibly. Leave it up to God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nah, exactly. So I was gonna ask you too. So you had dropped Yellow is the New Black. The build up to that was like crazy, like you said, with the Oprah interviews and, you know, us scrambling, running around, just making everything work with that though.
Yeah.
Did you feel hella pressure thinking about a follow up project?
From Yellow is the New Black, or to be honest, I didn't feel pressured about a project more so than just to continue dropping. But then I think that was I hit the mic. And that was around the time where I really like start strengthening my relationship with God and understanding, you know, like the true essence of patience, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not patience in a sense of stagnation. It's patience in a sense of trusting that I don't have to be hasty and I don't have to run and just throw out a 1,000 videos. And I could literally, you know, if I wanted to, you know, because of, you know, who my superpower is, which is God, I could wait 5 years. I could be a 75-year-old and be the number one on the charts. You know what I mean? That's because the type of time God is on is his timing. You know, you can't understand it, but I move when he say move. And I just been, you know, working and being patient, and I think there's a lot of good things about to happen.
Okay. So do you think, it might be a rhetorical question, but do you think that like converting into like giving everything all praise to the Most High, has it made you more I ain't gonna say relaxed, like you comfortable maneuvering, but like, you know, I've seen you like drill yourself to the ground of figuring something out.
Yeah, less anxiety for sure. I think that was part of the reason why God wanted me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you stressing too much. And it wasn't even, I was stressing on little stuff like, you know what I mean? Like if we had a video shoot, it was just like everything I already be together, and I'm still stressing because this got to be this way, this got to be that way, and it's okay to be meticulous, you know what I mean? But when it's to the point where your heart is beating irregularly and you want to scream, and you know at night after the video is done, you still panicking. It's like, bro, like relax, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a learning process.
I mean, it sounds like to me, man, like this has been your first time actually giving it to somebody else's control.
Hey man,
like for real though. Yeah. I mean, minus the management, but because you've been so hands on with it, and just me seeing on the outside in, like I said, it transcends over to me because I'm like, damn, like, you know, I see the level that you at, and it's like showing through everything, you know, like you said, the physicality, the music, and everything like that, and you know, shit, like that's why I just be wondering, like, damn, how's the fan base going?
Take the shit.
Take this now. It ain't like a dramatic, like,
yeah,
you know,
but to be
Kirk
honest,
Franklin stump, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but to be honest though, bro, like, you know, like it's even self-awareness too, like my fan base, it's a difference between like people who watch and who like, oh, okay, I see what he got going on. I like what he got going on, or I support, or you know what I mean. That's what's up. I clap it up for him. I don't necessarily listen to the music, but you know, I support the grind. It's those people, and then it's the actual fan base.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It's the difference. Now the actual fan base, they kind of, because of the type of music that I got, most people who are fans of me is because of something that I said or something that I did that made an impact on them.
Yeah.
So really, wherever I go, you know what I'm saying, it's like that level of like, okay, I still, unless I go the opposite direction. I think now the opposite direction, I might have lost people. You know what I'm saying? But I think moving in this direction, I think anybody that's actually a fan or a supporter of me will support decisions to move in a more and it's really more so with my walk in life. It's really, the music ain't shifting too much, more so than just include, because I think one thing that I said a lot in my music was just like, even when I was praying, you know what I'm saying, I was praying every day, and I was you know, begging God like for years, you know what I'm saying, and he'd make stuff work magically. I won't say magically, but you know, he pulled it together. And then when I got on the track, I still say like, you know, I stayed up this many hours, I was doing this, and when y'all was doing that, and I was taking credit for the stuff that God was literally making happen by the skin of his teeth at the last minute, stuff where I thought nothing was gonna work out. Then I get a call and it had nothing to do with the work that I put in, and it's like, and I would thank God, but then I get on the track and then I'd be like, yeah, I put that work in, I did this, I did that. Because to be honest, if it was up to me, the stuff that I did, you know, I probably done blew it like most of my career. I worked hard, but you know, it's a lot of times, you know, I blew money, you know, doing this or messing around, or you know, I blew opportunities, you know, took too long to get stuff back. But
I feel like when we acknowledge like our mishaps or like opportunities and like I said, the money and all that, I feel like that's when you do get your second win, is when you actually acknowledge, like, you know, damn, like I blew, like you said, I blew it. I did this and that or whatever. Are you going to take advantage of the opportunity itself?
Exactly.
So I be feeling like, you know, as long as we acknowledge, like, damn, like, okay, if this come back around to us again, then we know exactly what not to do and how to handle it, how to apply it though. Because I didn't blew a lot of fucking opportunities. But,
exactly.
But so man, so I just want to ask you though, man, like, did you ever see any of this? Like just where you at with it, like because it's amazing to even be a companion with you, because I think it was people that was like unknowingly trying to make us like have beef or whatever, and all of that
doing
shit.
Some of the same
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know, that I was always just trying to be pure with anything, any relationship, anything like that. But just coming from where you was and where you at now with it, I know you got way more. Just like, did you ever just see all of that?
To be honest, it was always like this. Like that I see it, I can't say I seen it more so than I could say I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was doing everything that you supposed to do, and even stuff that you're not supposed to do, to try to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But I had never really seen it before, you feel me? Like, cause we from the same place, like, so where we from, you know what I mean, it's really not no superstars. You don't really see people pulling down unless they dope boys or something. You don't really see nobody driving around in no exotic cars with no crazy jewelry, or even like the celebrities. We don't have no type of access unless they doing the, you know, like a stop through the city, there's a performance or something. So to say I seen it, I wanted it bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted it so bad. And I sacrificed a lot of time, relationships, everything for real, to get to the point where it was tangible. But seeing it, I don't know. I just believe that hope, or not even believe, but I hoped. I had blind hope, and it ended up working out.
Are you the type to have any regrets?
Regrets? I would say like a year ago, if you asked me that question, I'd say yeah, I had a lot of regrets. But I think
Why the opinion change of it now?
like I said, God, because like a year ago, the thing is, I used to beat myself up for every mistake. I've been rapping since I was 7, and to be honest, like I really been wanting this. Like, I used to go through so much, just stuff in school and outside of school, like with, just being dirty, bummy, not having no, which is common for a lot of people, but I think it just got to me a different type of way, to where I was just like, bro, I just want to be successful, and so every time I made a mistake, every time I went out, I would go to the movies, like with my girl at the time, and I like halfway through the movie, I'd be thinking like, bro, I want to go home. Why am I here? I want to work on music. Like, this ain't what I want to do. I want to be a successful, or like, it used to stress me out to the point where I just wouldn't do nothing but focus on what I'm trying to become. And some of that stuff is good, but just imagine going to the movies and just regretting the whole month. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like so many regrets. Every single time something didn't go right, I just had constant regrets. But then like now, one, it was so many learning lessons, and then two, like getting closer to God, it really develops a patience inside of you, like oh, okay, like it ain't even really up to what I do. It's it's external, and understanding that, I think God is a superpower. Like, if somebody want to know, like, bro, what's your secret? Like, if you was to tell me something that I could do, obviously it's physical, tangible things, because faith without works is dead, and you have to be active. But at the same time, though, like, you could have all the activity in the world, well, I would say me anyway, I could have had all the activity in the world, without God, I don't think it would have even remotely came this close. Yeah.
Nah, that's deep. And
sure.
But because a lot of people just need to hear like a lot of your stories, and like the reasoning that you actually picked to go that route, because I don't know, man, like I think I was at a point like that too, to where it seemed kind of like scary to I ain't gonna say convert, but just to give it all to God, like,
yeah,
like I don't know. So what's your opinion on that for people who might just look at it like, I don't know, like they just afraid to kill the old them off? Because that's basically what you did. Like, you deaded your old self.
Sometimes it really take God to just move. You feel me? Like, to move in your life. Like, I remember, it's a story, before everything started really popping off. I was putting out so much music, and nobody was listening. Obviously, I was getting 200 plays on my YouTube videos max, you know what I mean? And I just wanted it so bad. I was working so hard, nobody was listening. I had no fan base, and I literally broke down in my living room, and I was crying like, God, I'm trying so hard, you know what I mean? I think I was probably like 18, 19, and I'm like, God, please, like, I want this so bad, and I don't have no, you know what I mean, nothing going on, nobody listening. And then I was literally in tears. And then the next morning, my big brother, I call him my big brother, but he had called me, and he was like, man, they asking me to get on the news for this thing. He's like, I don't got time for it. He was like, you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah. So mind you, I'm knowing I'm about to be on the news. I'm at work at Walgreens the whole day. Like, yo, I was just crying. You know what I'm saying? And now, by the end of the day, like the next morning after that, like the whole city was literally on Facebook talking about, like,
was this
yo,
the
why?
Empire joint?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
Everybody was talking like, yo, this dude, like, da-da-da. I remember a girl was like, why would they put him on the news? And, it was like literally a social topic around the city at that time.
I remember.
And it was like, And that was just so crazy to me because it was like, yo, I got all these people. I'm a nobody, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a like some people will be like, oh, well, that's a result of your work. It was nothing I did to earn that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask no. It was not like the opportunity was given to somebody else. The only reason why I was called was literally probably because God opened that door for me. Mm-hmm. And that's like a lot of the things that happened for me. You know, like I can, you know, obviously I don't even want to give too much up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you might look at me a little different, like, dang, he ain't even earned that. He ain't even earned. Like, yeah, I didn't, bro.
You
like,
always had that shit though.
Yeah, exactly.
But you maximize off of that, like when it was
exactly
presented to you.
But you know, a lot of stuff that I took credit for that wasn't me. Like it was God. Even in times where I was, you know, blowing it, you know, where I pray and I oversleep, or I would, you know, I used to have a bad drinking problem. I drink a lot, and an opportunity would just come in my intoxication just because of my submission to God. And it's like, yo, like for real, if you even look up to me, like, bro, like look past me, because it's not me. Like, you know, I do a lot, you know what I mean, but it's because I know who my superpower is. You know what I'm saying? I've seen too many bad examples. You know what I'm saying? I got family members that, you know, did 10-year plus bids. You feel me? I got friends that's no longer here because of, you know, B&Es and you know, like a lot of the goofy, and I mean, it's some certain things that I did, but obviously ain't too much to talk about. But you know, it just really come down to, like, I was so focused on music, it wasn't even no time, you know what I'm saying, to do nothing else. Like, I was like okay with being broke because I knew, like, you know, one day I'm gonna be a successful rapper. So
that's
like,
the toughest fucking thing, to be okay being broke.
Yeah, but you know, I think it was the music for real, because to be honest, even in my music now, I gotta stray away from it, like talking about like the days I was broke so much. It's just because the type of music that I listened to, so many people talked about being broke that it almost became like and to be honest, I think a lot of people live like this, but without the work ethic. I'm going somewhere with this, but it's like in hip hop, or even in chasing music, it's something about the story behind how you got to a certain point that's so glorified. So, you know, the days where I was like sleeping on the floor, and the days where I like didn't have nowhere to go, and, you know, like sleeping in a car, whatever, I you know, like, it's something, it was like a underlying, like, it's kind of sick, but it's like an underlying pride in those rough moments. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right, nigga.
Yeah,
I love that shit. Like,
exactly. So it's like struggling was like, that wasn't really the problem. You know what I'm saying? It was never really a problem to struggle. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was certain days where it get kind of sad, but even in those sad days where I just wanted to break down and cry, I would think about like what I'm doing, and from a outside in, just knowing like, dang, this is my testimony. You know what I'm saying? It was like some type of like a badge of honor in that. You know?
Yeah, when I was living in Orlando, I did that. I recorded a video, and I showed my bank account after I paid like my rent and my phone.
Yeah, I remember that video too.
I just got back from Miami with my dude.
Yeah. Shouts
out to LA, and you know, he had opened up for Ross and them during the whole self-made tour. And I remember when I picked up my camera, and I just was like, bro, like, if I'm gonna be struggling like this shit, I'm gonna get rich off this shit. Like, I just thought to myself, like, or God gave me the thought of like, all right, bro, pick your camera up and just start recording everything.
Exactly.
Like, just start embracing all of this that you're going through, because now I tell people now to this day, like, bro, even though in the midst of it, it might not seem like it, but that's like that's the best part of like grinding.
Exactly.
Is embracing that.
But see, that's it's tricky though, because like anybody, if y'all watching this, don't make drastic decisions to chase the dream because the struggle is so glorified without the work ethic behind it. because a lot of people they'll do something like because it feel good. It feel good to chase a dream. So they'll be like, all right, I'm a move to Atlanta. I'm a live homeless, or I'm a move to LA. But when they get there, they get depressed and they don't really got the work ethic every single day, every hour, for the decision that they made. Like, don't make no crazy decisions to alter your life to chase a dream if behind that decision ain't like a whole bunch of work ethic and a whole bunch of real drive behind it. If you ain't got that,
because that was
work a job, do something safe.
That was my story in Atlanta. Like, I went down there, living out of a suitcase.
Yeah,
and I was bouncing around. It was a crazy situation, and I could have easily came back to the crib up here and everything.
Yeah,
it was like a good 6-7 weeks of like uncomfortability and like just everybody defines homeless in their own way, but it was fucked up though. Like,
exactly.
It was like stretching out $50 for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's why I drink gallons of water and everything. Just like you just stretch that shit out. Or whatever. But like you said though, if you make these drastic decisions and then you not ready for the work ethic that's going to happen to be behind it,
exactly,
you fucked.
Exactly.
You just gonna be a has been that was like, I tried it.
Yeah,
I couldn't cave in on that shit.
People so ready to share their stories, you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, like, I think once you cast that net, especially after like, I would say 17 is probably like the last age of sympathy. You feel me? Like, from people being like, "Now you so young and you got up and you moved out here and you did it." Like, after like you hit like 18, especially you hit 20, 21, bro, you could stop. Like, if you expecting for your sympathy, like somebody to look at your story and be like, "Wow, he put all of this into it." Like, nah.
That shit dead.
Yeah, that like nobody's gonna buy that. You have to make something of it, bro. And when you realize that ain't nobody gonna save you, or ain't nobody gonna hear your story and be like, "Oh man, I wanna buy into that." That's when you start to realize, like, yo, I gotta bust my ass. Like, are you gonna bust your ass, or you gonna?
And that's why. That's why people look at us like it. I think we both had that type of stigma of like it came overnight, or like we didn't actually put the work in. But if people really understood the work you got to put in, and niggas that had a lot to lose doing this shit and still did it though. So for motherfuckers who do expect sympathy off of certain shit, and it's like, nigga, you have no fucking clue, like stomach touching your rib shit, or just whatever the case is.
The thing is, you would get sympathy when your work show that you deserve sympathy.
That's just support. I mean,
but it's like when people talk about like the broke decisions is not where the sympathy come in. It's the actual execution. So it's like, all right, so if I see, like right now, like if I got a platform and I can help an artist, right? You know what I'm saying? I have reached back to certain artists and did features and videos with them, etc. If I see an artist that say like, I'm living out of my car, I'm chasing this music, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, let me see your
effort.
Yeah, but that's not effort. That's a decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The effort comes behind that. So I'm like, okay, let me see your Instagram. And they be like, oh, well, I got like 2 videos up right now, but it's like, my nigga, so what are you homeless for? You know what I'm saying? Why did you make that drastic decision? Now you got an artist that might not even be, I don't care what the backstory is, or how the condition of your life. If you got, you know what I'm saying? If I go to your Instagram, this is just a place to see what you got going on, and every day or every other day you upload a freestyle, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, you putting that type of time in, or you going around and you just started some new little thing where you asking people like, hey, I'm a rapper, can I rap for you? Just like down, like, and I see that type of that's the stuff that you get sympathy for, because the brokenness, it makes sense, like, oh, he want it, you know what I'm saying? So the effort behind the decision, exactly, let me see some effort. That's where you get, that's where you get support and love and grace from people who's in position to help you. You know what I'm saying? Not just deciding like, I'ma just go. Like, nah, what you doing with it?
And I learned that early on too. Like, I never wanted like respect or help off of sympathy. Like, I never wanted
corny.
that. Bro. Yeah, it's terrible, bro.
That's corny.
I think I don't remember exactly when, but I just remember like, I think I pulled that card one time on some early shit, and it was like, nigga, that's whack as fuck. Like, take that shit to the chin, like whatever. Like, just own that shit though. So work ethic and everything, it's all a melting pot in order to get even like the slightest 50 to 100 likes or whatever though. And I like the way you just acknowledge it of like if you see somebody actively every day putting something up, whether it's trash or not.
Exactly.
And we're not nobody to claim what trash shit is, but just when you see that work ethic that somebody putting in, now niggas that be promoting the same video all the time or whatever, it's like, all right, bro, come with something new.
Yeah.
But other than that though.
But the thing is like that's where to me where artists like impresses me. It's not even the fact that you putting something out. It's the fact that you guessing and checking. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a big part of like how I got to the point where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been putting out music for years, and then you like, okay, if this ain't working, let me try this. If this ain't working, all right, let me alter this a little bit and try this. And then you eventually find a pathway that makes sense for you. You know what I'm saying? I see it happen for artists every day. You know what I mean? Like even from the city, obviously. Let me talk. This is a city podcast. Let's talk about. So like, what's the
nationwide too?
Yeah, period. No, but I'm saying it's based.
Nah, yeah, it's based around the city,
we
though.
physically in the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, but shout out to Lil Eric. I want to give bruh some love because I follow him and I see that he found a niche. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just shot it on this video. I fuck because though, like that's my homie though.
But it's like you peep the niche though. It's like okay, but I feel like it's a similar story to me and to a lot of artists. That even when you look at like the Baby when he first came out, people like switch it up for what? He found a lane. You know what I mean? And then obviously you do what works until, you know, like obviously the fan base is strengthened and big enough to where you could do whatever you want to do, but let's not do whatever I want to do right now when this is working. You feel me? Like don't even, try to push me to. But anyway,
but I say even just having that broad aspect to be willing to change it up because you know. Some arrogance of people that might have to be like, oh, I'm the greatest rapper alive. Like if they not willing to change shit up, then you are gonna be in this stagnant position of like, nigga, you're not going nowhere. But then you got motherfuckers that mimic what they think is how it is. Yeah. Since we talking city based, a lot of niggas rapping like Detroit right now, and it's just like, bro, it's not always the move.
But I think anything is the move to when you trying it. You feel me? Like I don't blame nobody for trying something because you might have a dating rapper that do one Detroit style song and then blow up off of it. So I'm not mad at you trying, but my thing is keep trying. If it ain't work, if you put it out and it didn't work, like what could I do better? What could I do different? Like I know a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, that might be like some form of consistency, but they scared. Like you can't. They say scared money don't make no money. That's real, bro. Scared moves, scared music don't. It nothing's like. Yeah, you gotta be consistent. But like if you've been doing this for a certain amount of years and that didn't work, bro, like if you really want it, you gonna try something different, bro. Like, absolutely. You know what I mean? Just spice a little bit of creativity in there, bro. That's all you gotta do sometimes. Like, let's try to add something. Let's try to put something extra into it. You feel me? Like, and then if you look stupid, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna remember that. Ain't nobody gonna remember that next month when you drop the next hot thing or whatever. You feel me? Like, just try. Like, try.
Segue real quick.
Let's go.
I want people to just know. A day in the life of Yellow. How does your day start, and what's your typical day?
Wake up 5:30, go to the gym.
A.M.
5:30 a.m.
We gotta specify it for the people. Because you got a crazy regimen of how your day consists of. So I just want people to understand what goes into it.
Yeah, I wake up 5:30. So I wake up. I be having to do push-ups because I don't really sleep that many hours, so I do push-ups to fully wake up. Then I pray, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Thank God for waking me up, etc. Go to the gym. And then I come back, I write the schedule for the day, hour by hour, for everything I'm going to be doing.
That's one thing I got from you, too.
Yeah, just writing the schedule.
Yeah,
you got to. And something new I started, too, is writing out disciplinary actions.
We talked about that.
Yeah. So, like, It's just like something as simple as like you don't want to scroll on Instagram. You feel me? If you feel like you're putting too much time into it, write down what's going to happen if you don't. I mean, if you do it, you know what I mean? And you'll be able to hold yourself accountable. Like, all right, so if I scroll today, if I get on Instagram and I scroll, I can't eat for 24 hours. Like, you know what I mean? That's some guy had put on me. Like, give yourself consequences. So, that's part of my day is just, writing out just the things I do and don't want to do for the day, things that I'm going to do. And then, every day is kind of different. It's a lot of things, I'm working on books, I'm working on, music videos, etc. So, but that's just really how I start. And then usually end around, 12-1 and then just restart.
Back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I seen you playing it down to a T. So would you say that once you started applying that to your life, it made things a little bit more smoother, simpler, as far as like, just with everything that you got going on, you got to balance it out.
Yeah, I think, for sure. And I think it'd be like sometimes like, like we listen to podcasts, we listen to successful people talk, etc. And then after you hear so many people that got what you want say the same thing, you got to be literally. Like, why do I keep thinking like I don't have to do that step? Like, you feel me? Like I'm gonna just wing it. Like if I talk to 10 successful people and they're all like, yeah, I write my schedule. Yeah, I wake up at this time. Yeah, I do. And they saying the same thing. You think you just gonna be the exception? Like, no, that's the blueprint, my G. Like, follow it.
That's how it was. Like, I
exactly.
used to get a lot of books that I was reading. And then damn near start getting to the point of like the books is like they all saying the same thing in a different form. So it's just like you said, like why I think I'm the exception. It's
exactly.
Like it's only so many times you got to hear it or read it or whatever to actually understand. Like okay, that's been the blueprint, fucking since the first millionaire. Like,
and the scary thing about life now, obviously, it's never too late. You know what I mean? For no dream, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the NBA, possibly, you feel me? But then you could even be the first person to make the league at 60. It's just it haven't been done yet. So, you feel me? But the scary thing about life, though, is that, like, you would keep giving yourself these liberties. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'll be all right, or, I'll get it right. And then, time don't slow down, like it don't stop. And when you look at our parents and our grandparents, and they all had dreams and they all had visions of what they wanted to be when they got older or what they wanted to do, like you think they wasn't as pressed as we was to make it happen. Like they was, they just didn't never get the formula right. You know what I'm saying? They ended up slipping, they ended up putting too much focus in this area and not that area. So it's like, when they say like you got 10%ers or whatever it is, like that's because like everybody's not going to do what it takes. You feel me? And it's like it's 90% chance that you're not going to do what it takes. You feel me? And when you look at that, it's like, okay, I was literally born without the probability that I'm gonna be successful. Like I'm most likely not going to be successful. Yeah. When you look at it like that, it's like, okay, what do I gotta do?
Go against the narrative.
What do I gotta do, bro? Like, what do I gotta do?
Meek Mill said it too. Like that's why I'm such an advocate of like chasing dreams or whatever.
Yeah.
Which at my age now, like I never want that to sound like cliche or just like overly talked about, because like Meek Mill said it, he was like, man, some millionaires and billionaires don't hit $1 billion until they're like 50 or 60.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why do we get this feeling of like, damn, we had a good run at like 34 or 35 or even 30 though? It's just like, nigga, fuck that shit. Like, nigga, I still got how many times to live on this earth, bro, a whole year? Like, nigga, I'm gonna take advantage of that shit,
bro. Especially the type of world we live in, bro. Like, you start to dabble into something different and figure out a different niche. Like, you could literally, right now, nothing work out, and that's why you got to be open too, because we could be doing this right now. Like, I'm putting out music, and I've seen like a significant amount of success from it. You know what I mean? That's what I live from, but I still haven't reached nowhere near the level that I want to reach. You know what I'm saying? And you do the videos, you got your podcast, you got a lot of different things going. Exactly.
Yeah, you know.
So imagine we doing these things and we putting our all into it, and then maybe, you know, maybe like in like 4 years, like somebody, I don't know, they give you a used car because you helped them with something at the grocery store or something. Like, man, you can have this car and the resale value is something crazy, and then you sell it and then you realize like, dang, these old cars, you know, you could buy them for cheap, and you be like, dang, and now, you know, like in 4 years from now, you know, you still got what you had going on, but now you literally done made $1 million in a year off of flipping used cars. And it'd be like that type of way, those type of journeys of life, you know what I mean? Like, to feel defeated, you shortchanging yourself, because time don't stop ticking. Like, if as long as you constantly seeking what you can do to become better, if you start self-sabotaging and being like, all right, it's over, I blew it, and this is what I wanted to do by this age, and this is what I wanted to, like, bro,
I had that vibe at when motherfuckers, the stigma of when you turn 30, that was so deep. Like, oh man, you ain't just about 30. But then in the same sense of what you're saying, like, I used to get ridiculed a lot because like motherfuckers be like, man, you doing too much. You know, I was engineering, I was hosting mixtapes, I was fucking hosting parties at the time. And, you know, just converted to music videos. And it takes 7 streams of revenue to become a millionaire. Once I heard that, it just was like, how can I not take advantage of like multiple opportunities, especially with the work ethic that I know I got. Nigga, if I gotta go against the top gamer, you give me a PS5 and I gotta beat the nigga, and I don't know shit about gaming, I'm gonna bust my ass to learn how to like
figure it
play
out.
Madden or 2K.
Yeah, period.
Because that's just me. If I get into something, bro, it's like my conscience won't let me half-ass it.
Exactly.
It just won't. Like I that's what I'm saying. So it's just like you said, flipping cars or whatever the case is. Nobody gotta know all your fucking moves.
Man, when I tell you, bro, like, I kid you not, I met this dude in Atlanta. He got like this major studio. Like a lot of celebrities come through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he got a whole lot of money, you know, nice stuff going on. And I was telling him, you know, like I was just asking, like, do you know a landscaping company? And he was like, I come cut your grass. And it's like, what? And this man came and cut my grass. He charged me like, you know, mind you, my yard is like,
your backyard is ignorant.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm like, man, this motherfucker got.
So he told me $50, and I think I paid him a little bit more than that, because it was like, man, I feel bad for letting you cut my grass for $50. You know what I mean? With knowing what you got going on, but it just go to show, like, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go make that 50. You know what I'm saying? And bro, it's like, come on, nigga, bro.
I
like,
bite off more than what I chew. And save the leftovers, my nigga. Like,
exactly.
Shit,
but seeing, actually, I won't even call it humility. I call it awareness that, you know, things happen. COVID-19 happened. People lost money, lost opportunities. Like, I'm gonna get it all different type of ways. There's so many people that I talk to now that I'm in like a different space in my life, and just really realizing that a lot of people like that we look up to, like even millionaires, etc., it don't be from like the thing that we know them for. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, that's a portion of it, but then they got this, and then they got this, and that's 7 streams of income. Like, it's real, and it's not all based off of their name and their brand. Like, some of that stuff is just literally like, you know, like I mentioned this flip cars thing because I know somebody who got Grammys and flip cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real thing. You know what I mean? So it just go to show, like, you can't be narrow-minded when it comes to revenue. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the objective of getting money is to, you know, feed your family, create generational wealth. It's not to flex. So it's like, I mean, obviously you can do that once that bag is right. But it's like, if you got that type of goal and that type of, you know, it's like you gonna do whatever you can to make sure you securing it for, you know, generations to come.
Man, somebody told me this like when I first started, when I was engineering at the time, and then he was just like, and he was an old head. He just was like, man, you gonna start out doing something that you think you want to do in this music. Yeah. And then he was like, you eventually gonna end up doing something else totally fucking different, and that's literally what it is. And I think because he told me that, it opened me up to do different shit, because I was even producing at the time, and I was just like, nigga, I'm gonna try whatever. Period. Same, because I don't do rap or nothing. I ain't an artist, but the same way how you was like, you gotta like find a lane and try different things of like, what you want to rap about, your style. It's the same with me.
Yeah.
And then once I found out what I'm good at, it was just like shit, just full throttle with that shit.
Period.
But
Period.
I don't know, man. We covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them too much because, like I said, I want to have you recurring on here. This is what the conversations we be having.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
let people know what you got going on and what's coming up, and what the future hold for
What's
you.
going on? This YelloPain.
I gotta do a fucking drop.
You hear me? I'm here rocking.
It's my guy. Though,
I'm here
if y'all
rocking
don't know, man, half of these questions I ask this nigga I already knew the answer to.
Period.
This is my guy, but just for the great content, we just want to put it out for y'all to just, we don't know who we gonna motivate, but it's gonna be somebody though.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.